Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Let's Talk Thursdays with Momma Rhodes. Come on into the room, have a seat, get comfortable, get your favorite beverage, and girl, let's just talk. So much going on out in the world, but before we get started on some things, let's just get these housekeeping things out the way. First and foremost, who is Momma Rhodes? Well, I'll tell you who Momma Rhodes is. She is a mother, a GG, a CEO, an author, and a mindset coach. And that's who y'all get in today by changing that mindset. I know so many other people out there saying mindset change, and they can help you. Well, I'm telling you, they probably can. But one of the things you need to do is you need to decide which mindset coach you need. That's if you need one. Now, I ain't talking about you. Talking about myself. Because, you might be good. You might not need any issues. You might be perfectly fine. But that doesn't mean that you don't need to hear what Momma Rhodes has to say, because you have that friend. You know that friend, relative, maybe even spouse, who might need that mindset coach as well. So you're probably saying, what are you saying? Today's topic is from Worrier to Warrior. Yes, ma'am. So go ahead and you can share this on your page if you find it interesting. If not, that's your business. And Momma Rhodes is all about minding your business, because that's how you protect your peace. And a lot of people may not understand that. So let's get started. First and foremost, Momma Rhodes is about spirituality, because that's how you change your mindset, is when you are in tune with your spirituality. And mine is Christianity. And so I get my wisdom and peace from the Holy Bible. So one of the verses that I want to share with you is called Philippians 4, chapter 4, verse 6 and 7. And it says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything by prayer, supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. And the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." That's a mouthful. Now, remember, I ain't talking about you. I'm talking about me. Share my story, because I mind my business. So we're going to focus on Momma Rhodes and her journey in understanding what this scripture is saying. Now, we all go out there and we read this verse, we quote it. But if you really look deeper into that, then according to this, if you really make known to God, and that means speaketh. Yes, I said speaketh. That means speak. Verbally ask. Give your burdens over to Him. Man, you can't just sit down there and tap your foot in the water and go, well, let me just sit here and I'm just going to tap and see what happens. No, you have to fully immerse yourself to God. Now, what does that mean? That means that whatever that answer is, you're going to have to jump. You're going to have to do, even if you don't understand. See, a lot of us think we can control things. And we have issues with controlling situations, which is fine. That's our human nature. That's how we're surviving as humans. If we don't understand it, then we're hesitant, or we talk about it, or we back up. Some people want to fight change. Others want to stand back and talk back about change, talk to their friends and step in the back or whatever. But you really have to immerse yourself and just jump and do it. Now, does that mean others going to talk about you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, they going to talk. They're going to talk. Because you want to know why? There are some people that just don't want you to be happy. So that goes back to the worrying part. Because what are you really worried about? You can't be worried about not being happy. Because if you do what you're meant to do, you're going to be happy. So I tell you what you're worried about. You're worried about what the opinion of other people are going to say. When really, the only person's opinion matters is the Lord first, maybe yourself. If at the end of the day, you can look in the mirror and you can say, I did what's right, and you feel it in your heart, then that's all you have to say. Now, some people out there are correct. Thank you for correcting me. I'm not going to say some people. I'm going to say me, because, y'all don't have these issues. Momma Rhodes do. So you ever know how, I'm going to tell you this story. One is mine that I'll share, and the second one is one of the ladies in our Bible study group that shared. So I'm going to start with my own personal testimony. It's a small one, then we'll lead up to it. My own personal testimony was, one day was, you wake up in the morning, you rush out of bed, and everything's going wrong. Like, nothing's working, the shower's taking too long to heat up, I can't find my shoe. Then the main thing is I'm running around screaming at the kids. Now this is back like 10 years ago when they were young. Screaming at the kids because we're running late and I got to get them off. And you're frantically worried about everything. And then I'm just saying, you know what? Without bad luck, I would just not have any luck at all. Well, personal story, true story. As I'm flying around the house and sweating bullets and fussing at everybody, making everybody else's day irritable, because that saying that when mama's upset, the whole house is upset. Well, that's what was going on, because the energy I was giving out was negative energy, which then transferred onto my kids. So then my kids went to school with that negative energy. And it all started because I thought my day was horrible. Well, I get in my car. Lo and behold, hers won't start. So I'm just saying, I'm never going to get to work. And these people going to be all up in my face and making my day, even worse. So I don't even look at my boss. You know how you say, she better not say anything to me when I walk up in there. Whole attitude, just all negative. So then, call AAA. AAA come out there, find out it's the battery, change the battery out. Now, mind you, this is making me further and further late. So I'm in a very, very bad mood. So I get on the freeway. As I'm going down, stopped. Traffic is stopped on the north side and the south side. Want to know why? Well, there was a horrible car accident. Well, several cars involved. To where Life Flight, they had to shut down the freeway, and Life Flight had to come land on and find a place to land to transport some of the victims or the injured to get them help. Yeah, true story. Stuck on there. And you had to turn the car around, and exit the freeway to learn to go backwards. It was new to me to know what it felt like to drive in the opposite direction on an interstate. To get off and then you turn around like this. Well, all that I was up against made me realize one thing, y'all. That had I went about my day that I thought was supposed to happen, that could have been me in that accident. Could have been me being life flighted. But where you think your prayers aren't being answered, he's protecting you. Because he protected me that day. That's how I see it in myself. You know, could have been a different story, but that's what I see. So, I go in with a better attitude. And the attitude was thankful. So that negative attitude that I'm walking around in, that I was spreading to everybody else, then turned into being grateful, and then turned into being thankful. All because I was worrying about being late, which I didn't realize the bigger prize was my life. So instead of rushing, I took my time and enjoyed life. Now that's Momma Rhodes' story. So let's see who joined. Oh, hey, Sister Candace. Hey, Benita. Welcome. So next, I did get permission to tell her story in our Bible study class. And what it was is her story begins that she was searching for a Bible study class. Then she came and she spoke to Momma Rhodes, because that's my other business, Momma Rhodes, spiritual advisor. And she invited her. She came kind of hesitant because she's not, she said, that knowledgeable in the word. Well, neither am I, to be honest with you. We all learning. So we all made her feel comfortable. Well, she was sharing her story to us. And her story is that she recently got married or been married. And then her and her husband are supposed to come together and live here in the United States. So her husband lives in another country. Not going to reveal what that is. So they were getting the paperwork done, worrying. They worried so much about this situation to where they started having arguments. There's that negativity. You see the pattern here? When you worry, that negative thought gets in your head. Then your mindset is just blown. And so they're, instead of sitting there speaking on the phone, you know, calmly and telling about their day and sharing good, turned into this, bickering. Because that anxiety was off the roof of this appointment with the immigration office. So, on that day, the day of his appointment to go, he forgot an important paper on the countertop as he left the house. So he gets down there. And then he's beating himself up because when he gets down there for his appointment for the interview, he don't have it. Now, mind you, he's always a planner. He always has his stuff. They've been working on this, working hard, and he thought he had it. Well, he didn't. Second of all, which was confirmation, was his immunization records didn't arrive on time for this appointment. So that backed everything up to another 3 to 4 months. Oh, devastation. Devastation to where I believe things might have been said to each other, whatever. Well, make a long story short, later on that night, he passed out, having seizures. Daughter was sent over. They got him, took him to the hospital. Now she is now feeling bad, probably because of the last things that they shared. Probably wasn't nice words. You know what we do when we get upset. And as she shared this story, she's worried. Once again, worried. So we all got together and we prayed. And you know what? I felt in my heart he was going to be okay. Well, make a long story short, when I tell you that the good Lord has it, and there are reasons why things happen in our life, not that, anybody deserves what I'm about to say, but things could have been in a different direction. So they diagnosed him where he had an embolism in his brain. Y'all, I don't know y'all understand the magnitude of that story. That meant, had that man got on that plane with that condition, unknowingly know that he has that condition, flying over water where the plane can't land. Child, look at God. God said, hold up, you ain't ready. That's what he said. No, you ain't ready. That's what he said. So all along, this worry and anxiety and all that was occurring, she should have put it in the hands of God. And he gonna take care of them. Yes, he is. Because he protected them unknowingly. They had no idea that they was under his protection, which all of us as human do. Because I know I do it. Yeah, but then I have to check myself over and over again. And I have to use those words. Life is too short to worry, Shannon. Because it's going to happen whether I want it to or not. It is going to happen. So why am I sitting here stressing on stuff that's going to happen anyway? Might as well enjoy the ride. Because it's a wonderful, wonderful ride, y'all. When y'all stop all this worrying and become more of a warrior, because that's what I am. And what I mean by warrior is a praying warrior. That's what I'm talking about. Because once you give it to him, child, peace. And how many of us want peace in our life? Protect your peace. Because every time you start to do that, that enemy comes forward and try to take it. You want to know why? Because your peace is valuable to him. He feeds off of negative energy. That's why you go into these dark places. You think these hateful thoughts and all this other negativity that then, if you notice, that when you start, everybody around you then become negative. It just like you infect the whole room. So, stop. Check yourself. Like I have my coach. She said, check your crown. Because I checks my crown. And then I have crown checkers who will go, Shannon, your crown is like this. Because no matter how perfect we think we are, there's no such thing as being perfect. Not Momma Rhodes, not nobody. Only one person was perfect on this earth. His name was Jesus Christ. So we all fall from grace. But the difference is we got to get back up and become stronger. That's what warriors do. So that's how you come from being a warrior to a warrior, is through your faith. And you have to be obedient when you get that answer. Don't be walking around thinking you got the interpretation and that ain't really what God meant. Check. Well, that's why you're going to still worry. You got to, and then the other thing I want to add on this, make sure that you're speaking to the Lord, because you know that enemy out there, he got a way of being deceptive as well. So get you some praying friends who can also help you see and to hear, because we need eyes and ears open before we speak. With all that being said, y'all go forth. Have a great weekend and next week. And I'll see y'all later. And love y'all to wholeness. Goodbye.